Collective, welcome back to the realm of alignment where we unlock the body's hidden codes. Okay, so as per usual, I am excited for this class, okay, because we are in week 3 of solar plexus class, day 3. Tomorrow's day 4, so today's the day of expansion. So happy Thursday. The day of expansion, we focus on the planet Jupiter and expanding upon whatever it is we want to expand upon, okay? Today is a deeper look into our emotions and how we feel about ourselves, how we see ourselves, how we perceive ourselves, because there is this great importance behind perception, self-perception. And it honestly feels like this class is deeply in alignment with how the collective is feeling in general. There is this need to come back into alignment with how you perceive yourself. Now, as I do these classes, I'm literally working through these things as well. I'm doing the same work that I'm sharing with you guys. This is Chakraland 1.0. I do have a 2.0, which is like the beginner to intermediate level. This is the beginner level, but I have changed a few questions for those of you who might have done Chakraland with me, because I have had a few students who graduated from Chakraland, the Chakraland program. So some of these questions will be different. I have revamped things and changed things as time went on that, you know, are more effective for the days that we're working through things, for each chakra specifically. So again, the solar plexus chakra it correlates with the planet sun. So if you're getting confused when it comes to the planetary placements of the chakras and then the planetary placements of the days of the week, the difference is right there. So each day of the week correlates with a planet, a color, an energy, and each chakra correlates with a planet, a color, and an energy. So the solar plexus, specifically as a chakra, correlates with the sun. Okay? The solar plexus correlates with the sun. And when you think of the name, it gives it away, because solar, we know, is also derivative of the word sun. Okay? So solar means sun. You can also, in some cases, you may find research that solar is just spelled, or sun is referred to as soul, which is S-O-L. So a lot of the times you'll see people referring to sun as the soul, which also is in correlation to the sun, okay? Now, the solar plexus chakra carries a level of shame and allows for lessons to come towards you that teach you about shame. The reason why I say that is because the solar plexus falls out of alignment when it is holding on to shame. And your willpower in releasing that shame activates and strengthens your willpower of your solar plexus, which puts it back into balance. How I look at energy is, no matter what it is that you go through when it comes to your trials and tribulations, any type of negative energy or negative force that you come across in life, there is a great purpose for it. Because nothing that we experience in our life is just happening to us we really are experiencing things that are going to expand our capacity, are going to expand our and sharpen our discernment, strengthen our patience, and welcome in all levels of strength when it comes to our emotions, our thoughts, our feelings, our experiences, our perception, ultimately. So for each chakra, there is something that puts it out of alignment, but I believe that it's intentional, because for whatever it is that puts your specific chakra out of alignment, like in this case, your solar plexus, it's shame. I believe that in order to find your alignment, you have to experience the kryptonite energy, which obviously in this case, the solar plexus, the kryptonite energy that I don't want to say blocks the chakra, but puts it out of alignment, is shame. But that's intentional, because if you've never really dealt with shame, then how do you understand when your solar plexus is in alignment? How do you understand when you truly value yourself? Or how do you understand when, you truly have the courage to do something? You need to know how these energies feel, what these life experiences are like, in order to be in connection to each chakra. Okay, so thinking about what you're still shaming yourself for is going to help open this whole conversation up. Because a lot of us, when we experience shame in our life, we are not able to ascend past the energy, the feeling, the emotion, and we internalize it. We hold on to it. And that shadow energy grows over time. It becomes bigger and bigger and scarier. So it gets harder and harder to release. But it's never impossible to get to a place of releasing, healing, finding balance, coming back into alignment, and ultimately overcoming. You will always get the opportunity to overcome anything you put your mind to. Anything. Any energy, any perception that you have of yourself that's false, you have the opportunity to overcome once you're alive. Once you're alive, you have the opportunity to always change your perception, how you view things, how you feel about things, but you have to actually choose that. You have to actually really want a change in your life, your change of perception, your change of your emotions and how you process them. The thing that scares everyone away is how ugly it has to get before it gets better. And a lot of the time when you can predict or anticipate, I should say, how terrible something is about to feel, you run from it, right? When at the end of the tunnel, there's light. So thinking about what you still shame yourself for, is where we're gonna start. So just ask yourself, grab your journals. Don't forget your journals. Every class, at the beginning of class, you should always have your journal. Grab a journal and a pen, okay? Preferably blue ink. It's good to use blue ink because we're journaling, okay? So the things that we write down, we're writing it down in truth. And blue is the color of justice and peace and liberation, and through the truth we are finding liberation as well. Okay, there is a justification for the work that we're doing here. Okay, don't think that there isn't, no matter how small it is. All right, so as we answer the question of what we're still shaming ourselves for, think about the shame, because we got to start somewhere. I'm not expecting you to just journal all the things that you're shameful about or you feel shameful about and just release it in one sitting. That absolutely will not ever happen in one sitting. It's impossible. So you have to work through it slowly. You may find yourself releasing 2 or 3 things, but if that's all of your shame, then I also don't expect for you to be able to release the 2 or 3 things all at once. It could even be one thing. It may take time. I mean, even if it's one thing, I should say, it'll still take time for you to work through that process. It's not going to be easy. So I said all that to say, be patient with yourself. You have to be patient with yourself and take your time and don't try to rush through anything. Okay, a lesson that I'm also learning, because I'm a fire sign, I'm an Aries, so it's go, go, go for me. Time is money, let's go. That's me. So slowing down, patience is really a virtue, okay? And life will come around and teach you that. So I'm truly understanding how much patience is a virtue. So be patient with yourself through this process and answer this question. Now, when you think about the things you still carry as shame, maybe when you think of the specific thing, you most likely will feel it in your solar plexus, but think about where in your body you're also feeling it. Think about where in your body you're experiencing this feeling when you think about the things that bring you shame. They say that shame usually will also, you'll feel it in your face, especially your cheeks. When your cheeks heat up or they start to pulse, that's another sign of shame in your body, holding that shame in your body. And for a lot of us, we hold trauma in our face. They have, there's this thing called TMJ massage. A TMJ massage helps to realign the structure of your face because of how much trauma you could be holding in your face. Like, trauma is really so dangerous to hold on to. And a lot of us have such heavy trauma that the compassion necessary that we need to have for one another that's not what I was trying to say. Sorry. There's like, I'm just thinking about the trauma that people hold on to. That's what's coming into my head right now. Like, I'm just thinking of all the ways in which people deal with trauma and we don't show each other compassion. We don't show each other enough at all. It's very little, to the point where when people see on the internet someone doing something nice that's basic level human decency, we cry. And we go, oh my God, humanity. And it's like, it's just really proof that we are lacking when it comes to the compassion that we show each other, but that's because we don't have it for ourselves. And if you're lacking compassion for yourself, you're probably carrying shame within your body. Your solar plexus is misaligned. So you're not able to feel the compassion for other people because you don't feel it for yourself, which is also connected to your heart chakra. Your heart chakra is your meridian chakra. So if that's out of balance, everything is out of balance. Nothing is in balance if your heart chakra is out of balance. So ultimately, I do believe working on your heart chakra alone, because it's the hardest chakra to work on, can balance out all of your other chakras. Just by working on your heart chakra, it can balance all of the other chakras out. But you can't expect to skip the heart chakra and think, or I should say, you can't work on the root chakra and have everything in balance. Same with your sacral chakra. Same with your solar plexus, your throat, your first eye, your crown, your soul star. you can't even get to the soul star until your heart's in alignment. You can't even get there until your heart's in alignment. So the trauma that we hold and we store in our bodies, they scream loud. And because we've been living with it for so long, a lot of us don't even recognize the screams anymore. You know, it becomes just a regular day-to-day life for us to feel back pain or have tense shoulders or a certain expression on your face, like the RBF face, resting bitch face. A lot of y'all just traumatized and carrying trauma in your face. And your body is reliving an experience that traumatized you, and it's expressing itself in your face. Especially if it's shame. If it's centered around shame, you're gonna see it in your face. You're gonna hold on to it in your face. So this takes us to the next question. This one's really important. What can you hold yourself accountable for in your life? Okay? What can you hold yourself accountable for in your life? I just have to fix that on my notes. Or this presentation, I should say. Now, okay. Working on self-accountability is so difficult. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is absolutely difficult, and every day I'm working on it more and more. I'm sorry, I just have to plug my phone in really quick. All right, so every day I'm working on my self-accountability more and more, because it is one of the hardest things to recognize how you've been standing in your own way and no longer have any excuse. To remove all those excuses that you've been leaning on as a crutch when it's been you the whole time. When you find out that no one's even able to do witchcraft on you, so it's not witchcraft. To realize that no one is sabotaging your opportunities. To realize that the world is not against you. People actually do support you. To come to the realization that these things are happening, and then to think back on all of the things that have gone wrong in your life, is probably one of the worst feelings to come face to face with. Truly. No word of a lie. But it is necessary, because that's where we take our power back. When you point your finger at other people and say they're the reason for this, and they're the reason for that, and they're the reason for this, and they're the reason for that, you absolve yourself of the responsibility and the power to truly move forward and do something differently, which puts you in a place of insanity, because you're gonna be doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, and just wondering how come nothing's changing. It's like you've worked yourself into insanity because you won't take accountability. I'm not judging. This is probably one of the most common things throughout the collective, and it's so sneaky how it shows up, that shadow energy of lack of accountability. Like, for example, I was talking to my friend the other day, and I was telling her, like, I never used to be good at apologizing. Like, I sucked at accountability so much, it was hard for me to apologize. And she was like, oh, you know, that's actually something I never had an issue with. I'm so good at apologizing. I say sorry all the time. And I said, no, I say sorry all the time too. But sorry to me is changed behavior. Sorry to me isn't just the word, how I see it now. My perception of sorry changed. If I'm apologizing and I'm saying sorry about something that I've done, it's because I truly recognized where I went wrong and I took accountability with changed action. It's not accountability if the behavior doesn't change. It's not accountability if the behavior stays the same. It's not a true apology if the behavior stays the same. Until there's changed behavior, there's no true accountability, and the apology doesn't exist. So a lot of us look at apologies as a word, so it stops at the verbal aspect of it. But it's deeper than that. And it's such a simple level of deeper, but big impact, because the apology doesn't end at when you say I'm sorry. It actually completes itself at changed behavior. Okay? So I hope this encourages you to be as honest as possible about the things you hold yourself accountable for in your life. What can you hold yourself accountable for in your life? Okay? A lot of your shame is behind the things that you think is everyone else's fault. And a lot of the shame actually may come up. I'm not gonna lie to you, you might create some new forms of feeling shame when you start to recognize you're at fault. When you start to take accountability, you might start to actually multiply the level of shame you're feeling. That's normal. If you don't feel shame, you won't change your behavior. And some of us need our asses to be shamed into changed behavior. Okay? Shame is necessary. Like I said, it is the kryptonite of the solar plexus for a reason. Because it's going to be the thing that strengthens you. It's going to be the thing that opens your eyes. I also look at shame as conviction. Yeah, I do. I look at shame as a level of conviction. Because your shame tells you you're not in order right now. Your shame speaks to you with a roar, like a lion. That's why your solar plexus is connected to the sun, Leo energy. Okay? I feel like, I don't know, I just have to say this, but you may have some significant placements in Leo when it comes to your birth chart, your astrological chart. Just have to say that really quick. Anyway, so identifying where in your life you can hold yourself accountable for the things that you've experienced, for the things that have happened, is going to break a chain. I can't wait to do an Instagram live and have a real life conversation with some of y'all, with all of you. Okay, now last question is, how would you feel if you released all your shame? How would you feel if you released all your shame? When I think about how I would feel if I released my shame around the fact that I'm trying to see what's the best thing to share here, because there's several things I've carried shame about. Several things I've carried shame about. Like when it comes to how I treated my body, how I let myself receive a level of disrespect that didn't align with me. How I had to correlate that lack of self-respect when it came to who I chose to be my partner. When I correlated that to the fact that I also was abandoning myself, abandoning my body and eating things I knew my body truly didn't want. Like, for example, for the longest time, I used to eat Chinese food all the time when I was younger. And my body used to I used to get nauseous. Like, after I'm done eating, I feel nauseous. I feel so disgusted of the fact that I ate Chinese food because of how nauseous I would get. And I would stop eating just for the nausea to go away and then go back to eating. And this was something that happened all the time. But this was my body telling me, like, I don't like this. It's disgusting. Like, you don't need all this grease. You don't know who's preparing your food. You're probably feeling how the person who's making your food was feeling. So I didn't listen to that. And that was a direct correlation between how I also didn't listen to when my body told me no. But I said yes to the partners I've had in the past, even though my body was telling me no. That is a direct correlation. Now, when I think about releasing that shame, I had to take accountability in a way where I sat back and thought, you know what? That's my story. That's my story. Because the truth is, yes, I abandoned my own body. I abandoned my own inner voice. I abandoned my self-respect when I accepted relationships that didn't pour into me the way that I deserve to be poured into. I chose that energy. I wasn't forced to. I chose to be in those spaces, even though I saw the red flags. I chose to be there because there was a lack of self-respect where it led into codependency and external validation, needing external validation. So ultimately, the energy was just mirroring back and forth between my external reality and internal reality. So the things I was dealing with externally were things I was dealing with internally. And that's how those experiences were attracted to me. So after I take accountability of recognizing I did that, I also was able to release the shame around it because it didn't destroy me. It brought me to a place of seeing myself and also recognizing how my willpower to continue to love never died throughout all of those experiences. My strength to choose myself regardless after all of those experiences. My need to validate myself, not waiting for someone else to validate me, not looking for external validation, but validating myself because I am who I am. And I'm not staying the same. I'm working on myself to be a better person every single day for me. But I also don't need to, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't need to edit myself. I don't need to change anything about myself or restructure things about myself depending on who's around. That is how narcissism is birthed. So that was a little hard to express, obviously, but coming to a place of recognizing how I would feel without all of that shame is how I'm starting to feel already. I feel free. I feel so much more free to express myself. I feel the willpower definitely coming online. I feel the strength to actually show up for myself and do what I say I'm gonna do. I feel confident in doing that because the shame isn't sitting in a spot where my creativity belongs. Shame takes up space. And when you remove the energy that no longer serves you out of the space that's occupying, it makes room for other energies to come in, which is an opportunity to feel strength, an opportunity to feel courage, an opportunity to feel self-validated, an opportunity to feel like you can trust yourself, trustworthy, an opportunity for all these good things to come in, because now you're cleaning out the gunk, the mucky energy that doesn't belong in that space anymore. It served its purpose. It came in to teach you a lesson. And now, as you are cleansing the energy out, you're still learning at the same time as you're getting rid of it, because now you're discovering a new part of yourself. Okay? So before I leave you guys, I do want to share a somatic exercise to help you through this process, because this is not going to be easy to do. And we're going to talk about the Surya Mudra. Okay, so Surya, the Sun Mudra, also known as the seal of the sun, which looks like this. You're going to take your ring finger on both hands and hold it with your thumb. Put these two fingers together and just use your thumb to press down on your ring finger. Try to get it to touch your palm. If you're not able to, that's fine. That's why it's called hand yoga, because it may take you time for your fingers to be a little flexible, but do your best and hold your ring finger down with your thumb. Press that down. Now, the purpose of pressing this ring finger down is because your hands, your face, throughout your entire body are meridian pathways, okay? Your meridian pathways are energetic channels in traditional Chinese medicine called TCM, which through your qi, which is your vital life force, flows to maintain bodily harmony, forming a network connecting organs, limbs, and tissues. Okay, so all of these energies in your body is interconnected. It's all interconnected. So in your hands, your liver sits about, right at the bottom of your ring finger. Your ring finger is connected to the sun god Apollo. So this is solar energy. And when we touch our ring finger down to the base of where your ring finger starts, you activate the energy of shining light on your liver. Okay? So your liver is located at the top of your stomach. It sits on the inside of your body. It sits right above your stomach. So when you touch your stomach, just right at the top here, that's where your liver is located. It is associated with the sun god Apollo, connected to the deep meridian of the liver. And having a healthy liver offers deeper patience, serenity, hope, and vision for the future. Now, the Surya is a yogic hand gesture that boosts metabolic fire, enhances energy, and aids weight loss by reducing the earth element and increasing heat. So as you hold your Surya Mudra, put it close to your stomach. You can place it on your stomach, hold it on your stomach, or just, put it in front of you like this, and think about the rays of the sun shining down on you. just imagine sun going into your crown chakra, flowing through your body, down into your solar plexus and filling up your stomach. And then think about that light shining back outside of your body, through every part of your body, like the sun. Rays coming out of your stomach, your back, your legs, your arms, your head, your neck, everywhere. Just imagine yourself shining like the sun is deeply connected to your body. And as you hold this mudra, just really focus on how, or notice how the heat in your body starts to rise. Just notice it. You don't have to do anything with it. And you can hold this mudra for about 5 minutes as you focus on your breathing and your visualization. Okay? Now, this concludes our class today. And I do want to say that the work being done is not easy, okay? Again, it is not easy. So be gentle with yourself, be patient with yourself. And if you're showing up and doing the work anyways, I'm so, so proud of you. I'm super proud of you doing the work, and I'm honored to be here to share the information so that whoever's watching this video can receive the information and make use of it in your life, in your time, in your reality. Okay, so I will see you all tomorrow, which is Friday, our day of harmony and love and growth and all the beautiful things. So until then, you all take care. I love you. Peace.